Hi everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel Vedaverse. I'm Vedakshri, the founder of All About Communication, and with All About Communication since last 10 years we've been creating impactful strategies for our clients. We have clients at different stages of their brand cycle. We have clients at different calibers catering to different types of audience, and different mandates is what we execute for all of them. Most of the time the videos that I create are usually my learnings that I acquire while working on those brands. And today I'm going to be talking about offline events, how these events have become a great opportunity for your brand to engage with your audience. Stay tuned to this video to understand how you can make an impactful event for your brand in the year 2025. So today our topic is going to be how events are a real opportunity to connect with your target audience IRL, in real life. If you are able to leverage an event for yourself and for your brand, this can be a huge opportunity. Lately, I have been seeing a lot of brands have been following their competitors on their Instagram, and they see their competitors planning these beautiful, aesthetic, very well curated events on their feed, and this leaves every brand owner with a desire to have Insta-worthy moment created for their own brand. Once they decide that, hey, let's make an Insta-worthy moment, they start crafting it and they forget that this Insta-worthy moment is also going to be a great offline experience where they can connect with their audience in real time and host them beautifully. Events are becoming more about photo ops than real engagement. But let's take a moment now to remember and realize that when you are hosting an event, doesn't matter whether 10 people will show up or 100 people will show up or maybe 1,000 people will show up. If you are hosting a real event, even though you will upload beautiful content on your Instagram which will make your brand more desirable or aspirational, but even though what is happening actually at the event holds way more value than what happens post event on your social media, because here on this event you are interacting with your captive audience which has taken that time out, carved out a time schedule, traveled, dressed up, took the effort of coming and attending your event and give you their 100% attention. When it comes to social media, they'll look at it half-baked, half asleep, and maybe they will realize that, oh, there was this nice event that happened. Okay, but it's a very limited impact. Whereas a person who's actually attended the event is giving you their 500% attention. So please make sure that you're well equipped to make the best of this opportunity. After all, the most precious gift a person can ever give you is their time. So please make sure that you respect and appreciate that time and you make your event worth their while. They should go back from your event having a great experience, amazing memories, that they feel like uploading content on their Instagram and are not forced to do it. Sounds obvious, right? Yet a lot of brands right now, especially the brands who are planning their very first event, are forgetting to figure out, or maybe sometimes it's not even like they're forgetting it, maybe they don't have the experience and understanding to know what goes into the planning of an event, and or they are sometimes very focused on the photo booth than the actual event, so they forget how to host the event. And if you forget that, then as I said earlier, it becomes a bad experience. You don't want your brand to have or debut into the real world for the first time ever and then become a laughing stock. So today we'll be discussing 4 to 5 important points that you can keep in mind so that your event, your first ever event as a brand, becomes the talk of the town, but for only good reasons. So if you are a brand which is planning their first ever offline activity for their customers, my number one recommendation is that pre-plan with intention. Okay, a well executed event does not happen a day in advance or on the day of the event. It usually starts minimum 45 days to 30 days in advance. Okay, you would ideally put it on a calendar saying that, hey, I'm going to have an event on 3rd of March. maybe 3 months in advance. Maybe in December you should know that you have an event in March, or in Jan you should know that you're going to have an event in April or May. That should be there in your calendar, and you slowly passively start working on it, whereas 45 days to 2 months in advance you really start putting the team together. If your event is well planned, you will get a good quality crew because their dates will be available. You will also ensure that this good quality crew is giving you the best budgets, because now you have the peace of mind to sit with them, explain them your brief, negotiate the best rates and get the best deliverable out of it. And then comes your actual, once your crew is ready, make sure that you are planning an event flow well in advance too. So everybody, including your photographer, your caterer, your production manager of your event, your store if you are a retail brand, is aware of their roles at the event on the day of the event, and they have well rehearsed their role again and again, and you've given them that much of revision. So this is extremely important. A good event always begins at least 45 days in advance. If you do not have the vision to plan something for your brand, especially something like your first offline activity, 45 days in advance, then you are not ready for it. It's better you sit out of it. You wait for the time when you know that, hey, I can come to a calendar. I can have that vision for my brand that 90 days or 100 days later, I'm going to do an event or I'm planning an activity for my customers. So keep that in mind. This is another point that you should definitely keep in mind, that is prioritize real moments. Visualize your audience's journey right from the point that they receive the invite for the event. Their experience of the event begins. Okay, now how are you planning to send that invite? Do you want to send a WhatsApp invite? Do you want to invite them traditionally by sending them maybe a hamper or a card? Or do you want to maybe send out some sort of a video which engages them? So a unique invite is basically going to set an expectation for your audience to decide whether they will come or not for your event. So please make sure that you keep audience journey right from the invite, that followed by their RSVP process, that followed by when they enter your event, how will they be welcomed, what all are they going to be looking at first, like the moment they enter. Are they going to be greeted by some hostesses? Are they going to be, depending, if you're a luxury brand, that is a kind of hostess you will have, or if you are a fast fashion brand, and you will have a different kind of an invite. But how are you planning to welcome your guests? How are you planning? What are the photo ops are they going to be seeing? Are they first going to enter and start clicking pictures, or are they going to maybe escorted to some sort of a display or some sort of a retail installation? Because these are the first impressions that your brand is making with this audience in real life. So make sure that you are well thinking this through. Where will the audience hang out? Where will your audience chit chat, network? Where will they meet you? Will you have a stage or will you not have a stage? These are so many important questions that you need to make sure that you sit with your event company, you answer those questions, come up with good answers and plan, and then make sure you stick with it. Trust me, as you will start searching for an event and how to do an event, and you will start doing your Google reference, you will be flooded with so many ideas and references that your mind will constantly tell you that maybe I will do this or maybe I will do that. So here you have to make sure that you are staying focused and you're committing to the plan and the roadmap you chalk out. The roadmap that you chalked out after putting yourself in your audience's shoes, and you will definitely have a good and fantastic event. This is another point that you should keep in mind. Stage versus authenticity. Okay. So, a lot of times as a brand, we are crafting an event so that it's very grammable, very Insta-worthy. We want people to come, click a lot of pictures, upload their stories. We want them to maybe make reels. We as a brand want to upload a beautiful reel and do some post-event coverage of our own event. So yes, all those factors are super important. from your digital hygiene, because if it is not on social media, it did not happen. However, it is also important to plan an event which is so interesting and immersive offline that your customers or your audience which has attended it feels like, oh my god, this is such a nice experience and I want to talk about it offline, or I want to talk about it online. Because over here, this event is a great platform for you to also generate a word of mouth about your brand. So in that circle of your audiences, friends and family, this person is going to go and talk, saying, hey, these are the things that happened at the event, this is what was fun, this is what I liked, this is what I did not like. So when this happens, that word of mouth publicity is something that you should definitely focus on, because that gives way more traction than the Instagram views that you will be looking at in your social media spectrum. This is one of the last points that you should definitely keep in mind. Please have the right team on your side, because you're as strong as your team. Trust me when I say this. Now, this sort of goes back to my first point when I said that, hey, start planning in advance. If you planned in advance, you will be able to onboard the right agencies, the right vendors, the right freelancers, the right partners. You'll also be able to channel your own team into getting involved and taking charge of this event. Make sure that you have assigned clear-cut roles which are not overlapping with each other's scope of work, and then trust them with it. Once you've identified, you selected, you know that these people are reliable, then trust them to do their job. And trust me, people will do their jobs if you have assigned them with the right timeline, with the good time window, and in a clear-cut way. So please make sure that you select the solid A team to execute your first event, because you want to ensure that it is a professional and immersive experience that you give to your audience, which has taken time out of their very, very, very busy schedule to come and be a part of it. I hope you found value in this episode, and I hope you are already thinking about planning your brand's first offline experience. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and do let us know in comments in case if you have any more suggestions for future topics.